It's that S word, stress, and it's a part of our everyday life. And it can be easy to confuse the good stress with the bad stress. But knowing the difference might help you overcome those sleepless nights and bad eating habits.
Stress means that you're alive. It affects all of us. You can't escape it. It's not a bad thing. The challenge of modern life is that acute stress response sometimes gets locked in and it becomes chronic.
There's now increasing evidence to show that chronic stress can lead to chronic depression. So empowering patients with these different strategies is really paramount in terms of looking at preventative medicine for those individuals in the future and really improving their overall medical health outcomes.
I guess the take-home message is knowledge is power. Know about these systems, know how they evolved, what they evolved for. And experiencing stress acutely is beneficial because you're facing a threat in the moment. And so you want your evolutionary biology to take control and to be there for you when you need it acutely.
Our day-to-day lives have become very stressful. There are increasing work demands. Technology has blurred our work-life balance ratio, and we're all multitasking. So I think we all need to be empowered with understanding that this takes a toll on us emotionally and physically. And so it's important for us to learn how to promote our own health, wellness, and recovery.
And it's so important about to stress that not all of us experience stress the same way. I mean, sometimes I look at a situation and think, well, why do I react this way? And that person reacts a very completely different way to almost the same situation.
What happens is this, it's really perception. And what we do is we learn from the examples around us on how to handle stress. Think about it as a child. That however your parents handled stress, however your friends handled stress, we tend to learn from that. And then we continue on as adults. I always laugh when I do a presentation. I say, I'm driving in a car and traffic drives me crazy. It really gets me stressed. I can feel that, you know, the blood is pumping and everything is going. But I look in the car next to me and there's someone singing to the music. Their perception of stress is completely different. And because they've learned and they've used the techniques that they know how to do. So I think that's why it's really important for all of us to find what works for us individually.
Right. And I think it's important to know one of the things that you mentioned that as our parents did and then we sometimes emulate. I've had to catch myself, not to use the same car example, where I get frustrated in traffic and I'll say, and now I hear my child go, oh. And so I have to almost correct that behavior because of the way that I am managing that stress.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to get to some of the physical signs of stress, which I think is important to know, starting with the increase in heart rate. I think this is one of the first ones that we notice.
Absolutely. What happens is the adrenaline and the stress hormones, again, it's that fight or flight response, gets kicked in, that speeds everything up in the body. So usually the first thing that we feel is the heart starts to pound. Some people feel like they're almost having a heart attack.
Or a panic attack.
A panic attack, exactly, because the heart is just pounding. The heart has to beat faster because you need more blood flowing throughout your body to survive. The next symptom that we get is the breathing. It gets shallower and faster. Again, we need more oxygen to be able to get the blood oxygenated, flowing throughout our bodies, and again, giving us that survival instinct and the strength to be able to do that.
Okay. The butterflies, I feel this one's very common.
And
feel that.
Right, and that's a nice way of saying it, but some people talk about the acid is churning in their stomach. They feel like their stomach's rumbling, it's kind of turning over on itself. And that, again, is the acid does in the stomach. Again, it's increasing, so it's flowing a lot more.
And we see the sweaty palms. I think these are, people describe that, oh, I'm sweaty, you're feeling sweaty, and this is a very common symptom as well.
And it's very evolutionary because what it is think about holding on to the club. You have to hold on to the club so your hands get sweaty, and that's what helps us and allows us to do that.
Beth, what about signs that aren't physical? These are physical, but are there other signs that we may be in distress or having stress?
Absolutely. We tend to see it more behavioral. But we'll see people, it affects their sleeping. Either they sleep too much or they sleep too little. We'll see people who crave junk food when they're under lots of stress. We may see agitation. We'll see mood swings. We'll see anger. That's especially, when we were talking earlier about road rage. We tend to see acting out behaviors that are much more negative and directed at other people because we just are in a sense of frustration and we don't know what to do with it.
We all handle stress differently. We also de-stress differently. So be sure to learn more and catch the Health Channel on our website, allhealthtv.com. That does it for us today, but along with checking out our website, be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're everywhere at All Health TV. Thank you for watching the Health Insiders on the Health Channel. I'm Kathy Buccio, and I'll see you next time.